today we're looking at being able to solve some ratios, some extended ratios, and some proportions. So let's take a quick look at being able to solve a ratio. And what is a ratio? A ratio is a comparison of two or more quantities. A lot of times these quantities are written as 4/3, 4:3, or 4:2:3. But the thing that we must always remember is however I'm setting up my ratio, I'm making that comparison of two or more things, that ratio must be simplified. It must be simplified. So when I look over here, it says the football team played 62 regular season games last year. If they won 34 games, what is the ratio of wins to losses? Okay. From reading the problem, I know that they had 34 wins. Now, how many losses? Well, if they played 62 games and we take away the 34 that they won, then that means that they have lost 28 games. So we'll come over here and put 34 over our 28, and then we will have to simplify that. Okay, well, since they're both ending in an even number, we know that 2 will go into both of them. 2 will go into 34 17 times. 2 will go into 28 14 times. And then I look to see if 17 over 14 will go any lower. And it does not. So my ratio of wins to losses is 17 to 14. They won 17 games to every 14 losses that they had. Then when you come down and look at an extended ratio, an extended ratio is a comparison of 3 or more quantities, usually written as 4:3:2. So I will try to make a ratio and a comparison of 3 or more quantities, whereas a ratio is just 2 or more. So when I look at this, the ratio of the measures of 3 angles in a triangle is 3:7:10. Find the measure of the largest angle. Well, what we do is we take this little ratio that is given to us right here, 3 times x plus 7 times x plus 10 times x. And since we're talking about angles in a triangle, I know those 3 angles must add up to 180 degrees. So I'm going to get 3 plus 7, which is 10. 10 plus 10 is 20x, equaling to that 180. And then we're going to divide by 20. So the x value that's going to make this happen is going to be 9. Now, if I go back, it said find the measure of the largest angle. So when I think about my ratios, multiplying by 3, by 7, or by 10, which one is going to give me the biggest angle? That would be multiplying by 10. So I'll come over here and I'll do 10 times my 9 equals to that 90 degrees. So my biggest angle would be 90 degrees in this problem. Okay. Then the last one is looking at what is a proportion. A proportion is an equation that states that two ratios are equal. And that can be written as A over B equals to C over D. Then A times D is equal to B times C. Okay, so for any proportion, this is always true. A times my D, is equal to that B times that C. So when I get ready to be able to solve this, when I cross multiply over here, notice how I've got two terms in the top. So when I cross multiply with my 10, I've got to multiply the x and the 9 by that 10. So it would look like 10 times that x minus 9 equals, well, when I multiply 15 times the 2x minus 9, once again, I've got two terms. So I would take my 15 times that 2x minus 9. So now when I do all my multiplying, I'm back to doing a little distributing property. So 10 times x is 10x. 10 times a negative 9 is a negative 90. That is equal to 15 times 2x is 30x. And 15 times that negative 9 is a negative 135. Now I just want to move my terms around. I'm going to move my 10x to the other side. So that's going to leave me with a negative 90 equaling to 20x minus my 135. Then I would add my 135 to both sides. So negative 90 plus that 135 is going to be 45. Equaling to that 20x, and then I'm just going to divide by 20. So the x that's going to keep my proportion true is going to be a 2.25. So that's what we're going to be practicing on today to get us ready to be able to do some similarity things as well. So good luck.